based on what Mario Cristobal told us yesterday, Monday, in the media session, Cristobal seems to feel that many, if not most, of the problems in the passing game are not necessarily Van Dyke's fault. Here's what Mario Cristobal said. He was asked by Manny Navarro of The Athletic about Tyler's mechanics, right? Have TVD's mechanics been off this year compared to last year? And Cristobal said, quote, I wouldn't say it's mechanical. We've got to do a really good job of cleaning things up for him. And we've got to do a really good job with the supporting cast. Quarterback is the hardest position, Cristobal said. So we have to make it as clean and as clear for him to operate at a high level, especially when you're in a new system. So I wouldn't say anything about him mechanically. He's working hard and busting his butt. Talking about the Middle Tennessee game, Cristobal said, it was a rough game. He's had a really good week since then, though. And he's got as much or more pride than anyone I've ever been around. And we have all the confidence in the world in him. He wasn't saying it directly, but let me know in the comments if you feel the way that I do, that Mario is basically admitting there that the offensive coaching hasn't been up to par. And I do think Cristobal firmly believes in his philosophy and the way he wants to run an offense. And that's why he decided Josh Gaddis would be, out of the candidates that were available, this is the guy to come in and install the kind of offense I want. Okay. But that doesn't mean that the coordinator and the offensive coaches are necessarily doing everything they possibly can to make that transition easy for your quarterback and for everyone else. So I don't know. Honestly, I take that quote. This is me reading into it. I take that quote as a sign that Cristobal understands the offensive coaching, whether it be Gaddis, Ponce, or of course Mario being the one overseeing those coaches, hasn't been up to par. And they haven't done everything in their power to put Tyler in a position to succeed and thrive in that offense. I think he is admitting that. I think he is admitting that the coaching and perhaps the play calling needs to be at another level. I think he's admitting that. It's something we're all seeing, but I think that's Mario's way of admitting it. And, and Cristobal doesn't like to throw players under the bus. And included in that is, and again, I can't blame everything on everyone else, because Tyler has also been missing open throws and he's also been staring down receivers. So in no way am I saying that Van Dyke is still perfect, right? He was darn near perfect at the end of last year. Has not been perfect this year, but let's also not forget about, the wide receiver core being decimated and dropping passes left and right. I mean, they had 7 drops. Some of those were running backs, but running backs and receivers had 7 drops against Texas A&M, right? I mean, if you had 2 drops instead of 7 drops, you probably win that football game, for example. Okay. So I think Cristobal is admitting, like, if I were to bench Van Dyke after, a couple of really tough offensive games, then I'm basically scapegoating Van Dyke for problems that are not all near his fault, right? That there are a lot of things other than him. So I'm not going to scapegoat the starting quarterback when everything from coaching and execution at all the other positions also needs to be better.